Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kristen with Monarch Plans, and today I'm doing my plan with me for the week of February 15th through the 21st. I am using a very old PlannerKate kit that I've just had in my stash. I'm just trying to work through any of the kits that I have just from a long time ago and trying to fit them in wherever I can so then I can buy new kits and see exactly what I need for the upcoming months. So I'm going to be using this one. I'm really excited because I really do love the colors and everything in this kit, and it's just kind of fun and colorful. So I'll be using this for this week. I'll just get started. I have like the thin washi here and then just the regular sampler sheet. I did use like one checklist, I think, at some point a long time ago. Don't really remember why or when, but obviously there's something missing, so it must have been important. So I am just going to get started and put down some of the washi, and then we can go from there. I'm kind of excited because I don't have work tomorrow on the 15th, so it has been a 4-day weekend for me, which is just super, super nice, especially because on Thursday of last week, we had a huge deadline for work, and I mean, I've said this a billion times on, this channel and on Plan With Me's recently. January is just an absolutely insane time for me at my full-time job. So that's why I'm a little bit absent on here and haven't really been putting out videos. It's just because a lot of times my weekends are just spent catching up from all the things I wasn't able to do during the week because of working late or all of that stuff. So I had that huge deadline last Thursday, and then I have been able to pretty much completely relax this weekend, which has been super, super nice. So I really can't wait to just kind of move on past that deadline. We have a couple more deadlines coming up soon, but luckily we've already done some of the legwork for those things. So hopefully it won't be as stressful from now on. I say that, but then usually it ends up being kind of crazy. So I can hope, but sometimes it doesn't end up working out. I'm excited because I think I'm going to be able to get on more of a regular schedule with my YouTube stuff again. So like I said, I know I've been absent, and a while ago I have tried to stop like apologizing for that because it's just what needs to happen in this season of life, which is essentially every single January. And what I'm going to be doing is just preparing for that next year. So I'll be preparing a lot more content ahead of time when it gets to like November and December of 2021. So then in 2022 in January, I have stuff that's like ready to go. So there's not a lapse in my videos and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of just like what you have to do is I'm just learning from this year and all of that and seeing how it goes. And that's all you can do. I'm not really going to beat myself up about it or anything like that. There's really just no reason to. So let's see. I think I'm just going to put this up here. I really do like just spicing up the top of my pages with some washi. This isn't necessarily like the best size washi for this section. It's just like a little bit too thin, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And with all that being said, with this upcoming week, I have a couple meetings, which is fine for work. And I overall don't think I have a whole lot of stuff like due, which is nice, but I do have a lot of meetings and stuff like that. So I'll be busy just in a little bit of a different way. But I'm also coming off of like last week. And sorry, I know I'm being extremely talkative. But last week was actually a fantastic week for me, and just in my opinion, and comparing to recent weeks, and despite it being busy and having that big deadline, I felt like I had my shit together last week. Like, it was a great feeling, and I had some really good days. And so I'm just going to try and replicate that this week. I don't really know what I did, but I think I'm going to try and like model my planner spread this week after what I did last week, which let me just show you really quickly. You can see this is from this past week, and I have my normal like scheduled stuff, so like any meetings or appointments or any like big stuff happening like up here at the top, which is what I like doing because it's really quick to browse. But then I made these like long detailed to-do lists, and sometimes when I make my to-do list, they're just very general and they're just not super specific. But I went through every single day and I made these like long lists of things that I wanted to get done. And you can see like by doing that, I had a super busy day on Wednesday, but I got everything done that day. Like it was kind of crazy. I was super productive. And so I'm going to try and do that again. I don't really know if this week was so great because of that. I think it was just probably things last week just kind of lined up and were really good, and I don't even know what, but I'm going to try and do that again. We'll see, you know, how it works out. So here is the washi. I like that. I love the pattern and everything like that. I'll set up the little sidebar really quickly and we'll go from there. I'm gonna try and do my fiance's taxes this week. I think he has everything he needs to get his done. I'm probably still waiting on some of my stuff, so I need to hold off a little bit on doing my taxes, but I hate waiting to do taxes. I love just getting them done as soon as I possibly can, but as I get older and like our financial situation, everything gets like not necessarily more complicated, but there's just more stuff involved. Like I don't know if anyone finds that. It's like you start out your life with a pretty easy financial situation in terms of taxes, because like we don't own a house yet, we don't have kids, we don't have like crazy investments or anything like that. It's always been relatively simple. But I know it's just going to keep on getting like a little bit harder every single year, especially with owning my own business, we're buying the house, all of that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So I have that. I guess I will just put a little this week sticker here. And like I always do, I'll just keep track of the things that I need to get done. And then other than that, I don't think that there's anything super big. What I'm going to do really quickly though is it is President's Day on Monday, so I have my little happy planner sheet. Obviously I've used up like a ton of these, and I have more of these kind of like holiday sheets in my little stash, but I have the little President's Day sticker here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a label on Monday and label it as President's Day. And put this sticker. It should fit, I hope. We'll see. President's Day. So that's just like a little reminder that there's no work or anything. Okay, so there is that. And I think that is pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put in my meetings for the week. And let me count these really quickly, because now I'm a little worried that I have too many meetings for how many labels I have on my sheet. So there's only 5 labels here. And I mean, I can always use these blank ones, but I like to use the appointment labels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 calls this week. I mean, I'll just use some of these like plain labels. That's fine. But that's always the issue when I have so many meetings, is I have 7 meetings packed into 3 days. So that's always interesting. So let me just put in some labels here. The other thing that I found this past week, and I'm just going to keep on putting labels down, is that I was really actually able to get a lot done at home while I was working. So I know it sounds kind of like counterproductive, but like I mentioned, I had like some huge deadlines And so I had some stuff to do, but like, you know, at that point where I would like start losing my focus on my work project, I would get up and then I would go fold some laundry for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then I would come back and I would have my focus again for my work projects. And then again, when I'm like losing my focus a little bit, I'd get up and I'd do the dishwasher or something like that to just like get my mind on something else, turn on like a really quick podcast or like a song. And it actually was really productive, which I think was how I was able to get so much done, like on Wednesday especially, is I would walk away, I would come back, I would do different things during my little breaks and stuff, and I would really like to implement that because not only was I able to get a lot done, but it felt really nice after work when I didn't have to get up and do all the chores for the day. It was like everything had already been done. And so I think I kind of want to implement that a little bit more, is if I'm able to, and I'm not, you know, like on calls where I'm, you know, having to speak and all that kind of stuff, really use my time wisely, because if I'm losing my focus at my desk, then I'm kind of just sitting here not really being productive. I'd rather then focus on something else and be able to come back instead of just wasting time and getting on my phone or scrolling through the internet or something like that while my time and my focus is kind of like lost. Other than that, I think I'll put one other thing on Sunday. My fiance has a bowling league. I think this is like the 6th week of it out of like 12 weeks or something. So I think we're pretty much halfway through, but it's something he's really, really enjoying. Just being able to go out and bowl. He really loves bowling. And so he has like his little team and all that kind of stuff. So it's fun for him to go do something that he really enjoys, especially after all of last year he wasn't able to do that and we weren't going bowling at all. So that's always super fun. So what I think I'll do is I'll fill in my appointments, and there was one other thing on Wednesday I wanted to put in, and that is I have a coaching call for a course I'm part of. I signed up for, so I'm really excited to do that. It's the first time I'm being like involved in a coaching call, so I'm gonna put that in. I need to check what time that's at. I totally forgot to even look at what time that is, but I think it's like 7 o'clock or something like that. Okay, so there is that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and fill things out and start on some of the to-do items I need to get done. They're not going to look like this just because I go through in the morning and I write a lot of these lists. So they might have a couple things on the different days, but not a whole bunch of stuff, you know, like every single day like this. So hopefully I'm able to get as much down as possible just to get it out of my mind, and then we should be good to go. I might add a couple other things from here, just like some of these labels, but we'll see as we go. And then I'll be right back and we can walk through it really quickly and we should be good for this week. But I'm really excited with how this looks so far, and I just can't wait to see how it looks just in a couple minutes when I am done filling out all my labels and have those to-do lists started. So I'll be right back in just a minute. So here is how the week looks so far. I obviously went through and filled out my appointments and everything up at the top, and then just filled in a couple things. I did add a few things that I kind of thought of while I was going through and writing in my appointments. The first is I added this thin washi because this section right here is going to be used to write out the type of workout I'm going to be doing that day. I just got my Peloton bike delivered on Thursday, and so I am really focused on working through some of their beginning cycling just to get used to the bike, especially because if you haven't cycled before, or if you do, you know that like the first couple rides are hard because you're trying to get your bike like adjusted to just fit you. So I'm really trying to work through those kind of like beginner classes just to get everything set up so then I can be really comfortable going through and doing some of the harder classes going forward. I don't think a lot of people talk about that. I think it's just like you think that people just get on the bike and go, but if you're not used to cycling and you're not used to being on a bike, it isn't necessarily that easy. So I am definitely taking my time to get into the bike and explore all the different kind of technical things with it, just to make sure that I'm using it correctly and not hurting myself is the biggest thing. Is I don't want to hurt my knees by having improper form. I don't want to hurt like my back, anything like that. So this will be for my workout. I'm going to be doing a mixture between doing things on the bike, so that's like any of the cycling classes through Peloton. Also, I want to explore some of their strength classes. I might try and do like 1 or 2 maybe, just to see if I can gauge like what type of classes I would like to take. I'll maybe do a yoga class through them, but I also would like to go on a couple walks outside, just to get myself outside away from my computer, especially during some of my longer work days, you know, Tuesday through Thursday with all my meetings and stuff. So I will be writing that in this section just so I can plan ahead a little bit. And what's also really nice about the Peloton app is you can set up a stack of your classes. So, and this doesn't even require you to have the bike. If you just have the app itself, you can stack what classes you want to take. So if you want to take like an arms class and a core class and like a stretching class, you can stack all those together, so they're really easy to find and really easy to just play them through instead of having to search through the app for all the individual classes, and it just takes some time to do that. So that is a really cool feature. So what I'm planning to do is write down and plan out my workouts, and then I'll go through the night before and actually stack my workouts, so they're really easy to just start and get started on the day that I'm trying to do them. So that being said, small section for workouts. This bottom section, I usually like to try and write like something good that happened that day. If I'm not doing that, sometimes it's just like a reminder of, I don't know, how I felt, anything like that. Kind of, this varies still. I'm still trying to figure out what I like to put down here. It's not necessarily something I use all the time, so that is still something I am getting used to. And then other than that, I added a little sticker because I do need to do some filming on the weekend. It might be Friday, it might be Saturday, just depending on when my fiance has the day off. I will film my videos, get those all done, and then be ready to post them for next week. Other than that, we have some to-do items for our wedding, which is kind of crazy that we have had to cancel wedding plans 3 times now due to COVID. Our original wedding was in April of last year. That had to be canceled like a month before the wedding was supposed to happen. We rescheduled it for December. We got some ideas from our family that most of them wouldn't be able to come in December. So at that point, we kind of started planning something with like a smaller family to be earlier in the fall, and then that had to be canceled too, along with our December wedding. So 3 of our wedding plans last year did not work out. We've been engaged now going on like 3 years, which is insane to me, especially because we were literally like a month away from getting married in April of 2020. So it's just been a roller coaster. Long story short, I know I've way long story. We found out last week that my aunt is willing to have us get married on her property. It's a beautiful, beautiful property up in Washington State. And so we heard some good news from her in terms of some logistics. And last week we got confirmation that the wedding is actually going to be able to happen. So we are super excited, but now it is like full on wedding planning again. I literally cannot use any of the same plans that I had for my wedding from last year because it is not even in the same location. We were getting married in Arizona, now we're getting married in Washington. It's just crazy. So here's to planning a 4th wedding celebration. And I just hope we can do this with the least amount of stress possible, just because I'm kind of over planning a wedding at this point. And I know it's just going to be beautiful and relaxed and just very laid back. And the only thing that matters is that we have some of our closest family there and all of that. So with that all being said, we have a few things that we need to start doing. We need to book our flights and our hotels and everything. And we need to send out save the dates because we just want to get the news out there that this is happening and have people start planning accordingly if they do want to come. So lots of stuff on the horizon in terms of wedding planning, lots of stuff on the horizon in terms of work and Monarch plans and our new house, and just there's so much going on. So, you know, that's kind of the reason why I am a little bit absent, is there's just so many things that are commanding my attention all at the same time. And so when you put all your energy into one thing, some things just kind of fall off the table. So I do love putting together videos for YouTube. So that's really something I do want to get back into. I just need to, you know, put myself on a good schedule. So hopefully I'm able to do that and we can get a little bit more consistent on here going forward. Then the only last thing are my habits. I usually put in my habits after I do my weekly reflections and all of that stuff and set my new weekly goals, which I haven't done yet. So I'll be doing that this evening, and I can hopefully put in my habits right after that, and then we should be good to go for the week going forward. So anyways, if you have any questions or anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have down in the comments below, or if you want to find me on Instagram, my handle is at monarch_plans. I love responding to DMs on there. It's just a ton of fun. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this plan with me, and I hope you have a great week. I will talk to you later. Bye.